Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to the video, and we're going to be talking about the newest banner on the JB side, Final Fantasy 2. So I've got 4 units in review in total. Don't be too scared, I'm sure the video will be kind of long. Please bear with me with it, because I remember I got 4 units to review. So just keep that in mind guys, and remember again, go ahead and check out the community tab or check out my Discord if you want to ask me one question for my Q&A at 2,000 subscribers. And if you want to contribute to the 2,000 subscriber count, be sure to subscribe. Anyways, let's go ahead and get into it. So here's Maria. Remember, keep in mind guys, she is 5 to 7 star, not New Vision. But she has a very interesting gimmick where she can chain, but also doing things that healers would normally do, like full stat break and things like that. Like full stats immunity, full stats break. But unfortunately, they didn't want to make her too good because all of her moves are non-elemental. Just imagine if all those moves were elemental. She'd be really good actually. Unfortunately, there's a situation where it's not the case. So she can heal, she can revive AoE, she can provide mitigation very, very low. It would be like a last resort because it's only 30%. But she can do, in one move she can do physical and magical mitigation in one move, but it's only 30%. So it is what it is. And while she's doing these moves, some of these moves, she's giving modifier boost to herself. The premise is interesting. You guys know what I'm trying to say? Like, she's chaining, she's helping the team, but she's also giving herself mod boost with certain skills. The biggest problem is that it's non-elemental chaining. So it's like, you're doing all this stuff, but it's just like, it's not going to do any damage. It's non-elemental, unfortunately. And the most important thing, obviously, is that she has 150 times mod with ignore defense move that does 99% damage to your entire team, including herself. So that's nice, right? I noticed there was a typo there. There's not another L there, so it looks like 8 lies. Sorry about that. Anyways, yeah, I think that she's more like a meme unit. Seriously, the move where she almost killed her team with one move. She has non-elemental chaining, but she has a lot of good things about her, like the Limp Burst is pretty decent for a healer, and has AoE auto-revive and stuff like that, but it's just like, and she also has almost no white magic. So, I don't know how you would ever use her for anything that's not serious. Like, if you're going to a serious trial, you're not going to bring her along. You will bring her along for gifts and gaffs, for some other reason. I'm sure some people will figure out a way to use her, but I just don't think that she's really that worth it. So just because she has a meme move and that she has an interesting premise of the kit, maybe in the future they'll make a unit that has like her kit, but it's better. So based off of that, I'm just gonna give her a 3 out of 10. I feel like she's actually might even be worse than Larsa, because she doesn't have really any healing capabilities, really. She has almost none, so 3 out of 10 it's not a 1 out of 10 because she has some interesting things about her that could be expanded upon in another unit in the future. So yeah, moving on. Emperor, he gets his Neo Vision version, and as you would expect, yes, he is locked to fire. Fire, by the way. He's a magic finisher, basically really only good for dark visions, but he also has a way of like making his Limp Burst really strong in his Brave Shift form. It's a very high modifier in his Brave Shift form, so he can hit pretty hard with that. And he has 200% magic TTH, which is nice in his Brave Shift form, and 200% human killer. So if you're fighting a human and you want to use him as a finisher against a human boss in dark visions, for example, that's really good, and I'm going to be using for dark visions for sure. If I need any fire finishers for magic in dark visions, he'll be the guy that I go to. One of the biggest unfortunate things is that they relied a lot on trying to crutch up his old fire from below move instead of just making a whole new move. And they kind of did, but then they made some moves where it gives modifier boost to it. It's not even worth it anymore. It really isn't worth using fire from below anymore. He has other fire finishing moves that are much stronger and much faster to get going. So yeah. And so yeah, he can be a chainer, a low burst chainer if you really want him to be in that position. But you can only do that in his brave shift form. His normal form, no. So what do I give him? Based off of there's a huge lack of magic finishers for Dark Visions, I will give him a gracious score of 7 out of 10. Could be higher if he had more chaining. Besides his limp burst, maybe he had infinite turns on his brave shift form, but he does not. He's among a lot of the other older units that have turn durations on their brave shift form. So that's unfortunate. So I think 7 out of 10 is fine enough. So yeah, guys, let me know what you guys think about that. And moving on. So we got Dark Knight Leon here, who also got enhancements, but honestly, I didn't even look at them. Honestly, his enhancements probably don't even matter, because really the only thing you're going to be focusing on is his normal Neovision form now. Don't even look at his enhancements, honestly. It's whatever. So I think he's the second unit ever to have Dark Absorb in his Brave Shift form only. It's kind of weird though. Like, he loses the 6 times cap in his Brave Shift form, which is really strange. But anyways, he has a very similar move to like Neovision Rain, where he can imbue himself and another ally with Dark Imbue. Rain's was fire, but his chaining. His Dark Imbue does not chain, so it's it's unfortunate. He also has, apparently I looked at the rest of his kit, I forgot that he already has auto cast chaining, but it's improved upon here. But the next turn's modifiers are really bad, like the year 2018 type of bad modifiers at that point. It's really low, and there's not really an excuse for it, but it's there. If you really want to use it, it's there. I would say just stay to his normal form because it has 6 times cap, high mods, and you can use in Dark Visions for Dark Imbuing and stuff. So I would honestly just not even worry about his Brave Shift form. You lose damage, he's not going to be doing much more damage than his normal form is going to do way more damage. His modifiers on his Brave Shift form are nearly almost identical to his normal form, so what's the point of even shifting over? He has nothing really that interesting when you shift over. Don't do it. Just stick to his normal form, guys. And yeah. Obviously stuck to Dark Element, and like I mentioned, he loses the 6 times cap in the Brave Shift form. So that's unfortunate. And also he has no dual cast in the Brave Shift form, so you have to cast 1 time. That's why it's not worth it, guys. It's not worth it to even go, because he doesn't even have dual cast going over. I made sure to check. He does not even have dual cast. The normal form has dual cast at least, so you have to unlock triple cast. That's also a negative against the normal form, but the normal form is much better. So just stick to the normal form. But I feel like he's a very strong budget chaining Neovision unit. If you have a lot of them laying around, he will be a very strong unit for you if you don't have very many Dark Vision units. Or on global, if you don't have like you're looking at all these new units and old units getting Brave Shift or Neovision forms, and you're like, oh, I don't have any of these. But then you look at Leon, you're like, oh, I've got like 10 Leons. Well, this is your lucky day, guy in the back, because Leon is quite strong. Just don't bring him to anything that absorbs dark. XD. Anyways, moving on to the last and main event here. So we got, I guess I forgot to write his name down there. Whoops. I was in such a rush to get this review out. So, yes, it is Firion. You can just see from the picture. The STMR, yes, it's two-handed, but you really want to use it in his Brave Shift form. And we'll be getting into why. But he is literally built for Dark Visions. Seriously. You can equip all weapons. All weapons. And on top of that, he has multiple killers. Like multiple race killers. He has tons of killers, guys. Like you would expect from Firion, right? And very interestingly, he can actually give the bolting strike frames, not the real kind, like on global, it's a different kind. Bolting strike frames to all allies. So he's literally built for Dark Visions, guys. Like, I can't make this up. He gives chaining frames to all allies. And yes, granted it's not elemental, but you can fix that. You can fix that. 6 times cap and 200% true to wield, which has never been seen before on JP. On global, of course, Zeno has 200% true to wield, but this is the first unit ever to have 200% true to wield innately, with no enhancements or anything like that. So pretty insane. And it has 200% TDH in Brave Shift form. Wind Imbue and Wind Imperil in normal form, very similar to Zidane. We're on a little unfortunate thing where he has to use a Dark Imbue, or he has to use a Wind Imbue and Wind Imperil. He has 2 moves instead of 1. Very similar to the CG Zidane. He also has Light Imbue and Imperil, and that is in one move. But we're gonna get into why that's kind of bad. We're gonna get into why some stuff is bad here, but really only one bad thing about him. He has a lot of chaining frames too. So this guy is literally built for Dark Visions. Like, he has Stardust Ray chains, he has AMOE frames. In both forms even, yeah. So there's really only one con I can think of, and it's not his STMR, because like I said, you would use it for his Ray Shift form if you were to get it. And I'm just not impressed with his Ray Shift form. His chaining is lacking. His Imbue, his Light Imbue doesn't do any damage. It's not even a one-hit move or something. It literally doesn't do any damage, so it's a non-damaging move. And his Ray Shift form doesn't seem as good as his normal form at all. And a lot of his other moves are just one hits, and his Limit Burst is also one hit. Yes, sure, he is 100% Avian Killer, but it's a one hit Limit Burst damage move, just not very good. I really feel like his Brave Shift form is only useful if you want to use Light Imbue and then switch back over when you can, because you probably just don't want to stay in there for very long. It just, I guess I forgot to mention it gets triple cast permanently, but most new Neovision units get Brave, or you guys know what I'm trying to say. They get triple cast permanently, always. All of them have Cloud and Rain and all those guys. So I really feel like it's really interesting that you can do multiple chaining frames and be able to equip tons of 2 killer weapons to max out a killer that you would need and things like that. So I would definitely think that he is the perfect Dark Visions unit. Like, there can't be anyone better than him in terms of just being able to equip any killer weapon at any time for any boss. Obviously you can't use him for magic fights, but for physical fights and Dark Visions, he is the best. You can equip any killer weapon that you choose, and things like that, and tons of killers, and I don't know how else I can say. Like, you guys know what I'm trying to say. He's the perfect kit. Now sure, he only has one imbue that really matters, is Wind, and sure he has Light, but you have to shift over for that one. You would kind of maybe expect that he would have multiple imbues, maybe that would be even better. But I really feel like his Brave Shift form is basically, it's just not that good. I'm not really that impressed by his Brave Shift form, which is why I don't even have his Brave Shift form in any kind of like chaining in terms of his rotation. I didn't even look at it. I'm only focusing on his normal form, guys. So this is what the first turn is his cooldown that gives him 300% attack bonus, Wind Imbue and Wind Imperil, because remember he has his 2 different moves. Turn 2, I used to have this, he has a move where you can unlock other moves, but the modifiers are a little low, so I decided to change that instead of just do 3 times of the 56 MP move, which gives him, wait, whoops, I should say 2 times, not 3 times, because you want to use the 88 MP cooldown ability because it's available on turn 2. So I should only say 2 times, guys. On turn 2, it's 2 times, not 3 times. So 2 times of the 56 MP chaining ability, and then the 88 MP ability, and then on turn 3 Limit Burst, because you want to use his Limit Burst because he, first of all, it's pretty strong. He gives him, and he has some Limit Burst damage, and it gives him some modifier boosts. And on turn 4, 3 times of the 77 MP chaining ability, which is his highest mod, and also heals your team by by 12% per hit, per chaining move. So you're healing quite a bit. Overall, what do I think? I think that he's almost the complete kit. Sure, you can imbue him and you don't have to worry about that kind of stuff. You can set him up for success. Trust me. Being able to equip any weapon is insane already. Being able to have tons of killers is insane. I think that he is the perfect kit for Dark Visions, and I think that I'm going to give him a very high score here of 9 out of 10. Would have been 10 out of 10, that would have been the first ever 10 out of 10 if his Brave Shift form was any better. And sure, it's not the worst, guys. His Brave Shift form is not like, oh my god, it's so terrible. Like, you would never want to shift into it. Maybe you would want to. Maybe you wouldn't want to shift into it if you want to use him as like a finisher or something. He does have chaining moves in his Brave Shift form, but I just feel like his normal form is much stronger because he has the 6x cap. And most Neo Vision units do not have the 6x cap currently. Whoops. I do not know how long the music's been gone. Sorry about that, guys. Anyways, yeah, I think that he'll stick to his normal form because it has 6x cap. 6x cap. So guys, 9 out of 10 for that one. Thank you all for watching. Make sure to go ask me a question in the community tab or in my Discord or on Twitter. In the tweet that I posted, of course. I'm going to be collecting all of them, one question only. Anything you want to ask, as long as it's appropriate enough. Doesn't have to be about FFBE. And once we hit 2,000 subscribers, that video will be recorded and posted out for you guys. So you guys, thanks for watching, guys. If you want to support the channel, make sure to subscribe, make sure to like the video. Make sure, but if you want to subscribe, you want to support the channel even further, you can click the join button and become a member of the channel. Thanks for watching, guys, again. Appreciate ya. And if you watch all the way through to the end of this video to this point, make sure to type in hashtag Maria. Hashtag Maria will be the keyword for the ending of this video. Thanks for watching, guys. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.